What if the reason you feel restless, distracted, or quietly dissatisfied isn't because something is wrong with you, but because something inside you knows you are meant for more and it's tired of being ignored? There is a moment in the wild when everything changes. The air feels different, the rhythm of life shifts. Creatures that were calm suddenly become alert. Those that were hiding begin to move. It's not chaos, it's clarity. Instinct wakes up, purpose sharpens, action becomes inevitable, and no one announces it. No one asks permission. The moment simply arrives, and every living being must decide whether it will rise to meet it or fade into the background. Human beings like to believe we are separate from this truth. We dress it up with comfort, distractions, and explanations. We tell ourselves stories about timing, about waiting, about being realistic. But deep down beneath the noise of daily life, the same ancient signal still exists, a pull toward growth, a hunger to become. A quiet but relentless voice asking, is this really all you are going to do with your life? That question is uncomfortable. Most people try to silence it. They stay busy, they scroll, they plan endlessly without acting. They convince themselves that someday, when conditions are perfect, they'll move. But the wild does not reward those who wait for perfect conditions. It rewards those who respond when the moment demands courage. In nature, nothing survives by accident. Every movement has meaning. Every risk carries purpose. When the time comes, animals don't debate whether they feel confident enough. They don't compare themselves endlessly to others. They don't ask if the odds are fair. They move because not moving is more dangerous than trying. Survival demands participation, and that is the first uncomfortable truth you must face. Your life is not meant to be lived on pause. Somewhere along the way, many people were taught that safety is the highest goal, that stability matters more than growth, that avoiding failure is smarter than risking it. But look closely at the natural world and you'll see something radically different. Safety does not create life, comfort does not expand possibility. Growth only happens at the edge where effort is required, where uncertainty exists, where failure is possible. In the wild, when the season arrives, effort intensifies, competition increases, energy rises. There is no guarantee of success, but there is certainty of trying. And what's remarkable is this: even those that fail do not stop being what they are. They don't lose identity, they don't collapse into self doubt. They retreat, recover, and return stronger. Failure does not define them, avoidance would. Think about how different that is from how many humans live. One rejection and confidence collapses. One mistake and momentum dies. One delay and dreams are quietly buried under excuses. But the wild teaches a harsher and more honest lesson. Avoiding the struggle does not protect you, it erases you. You were not built to merely observe life. You were built to engage with it, to test yourself against resistance, to discover what you're capable of under pressure. The discomfort you feel right now is not a warning sign, it's an invitation. There is a reason this message matters, and there is a reward waiting for those who stay with it until the end. Because when you truly understand what the wild reveals about effort, instinct, and purpose, you stop asking for motivation and start acting from alignment. You stop chasing confidence and start building it through movement. You stop waiting for clarity and realize clarity is created by doing. In the wild, clarity always comes after commitment, never before it. Many people say they are confused about their purpose, but confusion often isn't about lack of direction, it's about lack of action. Purpose is not something you think your way into, it is something you walk toward one uncomfortable step at a time. Animals don't find their role, they fulfill it by responding to the moment with everything they have. You can feel that same instinct inside you when you're honest. It shows up as a restlessness, as frustration with routine, as a sense that your potential is being underused. That feeling is not random. It is the part of you that refuses to accept a small life. The problem is not that people don't have instinct. The problem is that they've been trained to ignore it. From a young age, many are taught to be careful instead of courageous, to fit in instead of stand out, to wait for approval instead of trusting inner signals. Over time, instinct becomes quieter not because it disappears but because it's repeatedly overridden. Yet it never fully goes away. It waits, patient, persistent, ready to wake the moment you decide to listen. In nature, when instinct wakes up, hesitation becomes dangerous. Delay can mean losing everything. That urgency is not panic, it's precision. It's life saying now. Your life has those moments too, opportunities that don't announce themselves loudly, windows that open quietly and close just as silently. The tragedy is not missing them once, it's living in a way that guarantees you'll miss them again and again. You don't need a dramatic turning point to change. You need honesty. Honesty about how often you choose comfort over growth. Honesty about how much energy you spend preparing instead of acting. Honesty about whether you are truly engaged in your own life or just managing it. The wild does not manage life, it lives it fully, intensely, without apology. When animals step forward during critical moments, they do so knowing the cost. Energy will be drained. Failure is possible. Injury may occur, yet they move anyway. Why? Because not moving guarantees loss. And that is a lesson worth sitting with. Avoiding risk does not eliminate danger, it simply delays it while draining your spirit. How many times have you talked yourself out of trying because you didn't feel ready? How often have you waited for confidence instead of earning it? Confidence is not a prerequisite for action, it is a byproduct of action. In the wild, confidence is built through repetition, through showing up again and again until the body and mind align with the task. The same is true for you. You are not stuck because you lack ability, you are stuck because you hesitate at the threshold where growth begins. That threshold feels uncomfortable because it demands something real from you: effort, exposure, vulnerability. But beyond it lies momentum. And momentum changes everything. Once movement begins, fear loses its grip. Doubt becomes background noise. Identity shifts from someone who wants to someone who does. That shift is powerful. It changes how you see yourself and how the world responds to you. The wild understands something humans often forget. Identity is shaped by action, not intention. You are not defined by what you plan to do. You are defined by what you repeatedly choose to do when it's inconvenient, when it's hard, when no one is watching. That is where real character is forged. This is why watching until the end matters. Because the truth revealed here is not motivational hype, it's a reminder of something ancient and real. A reminder that life responds to participation, that effort activates opportunity, that instinct, once honored, becomes a guide you can trust. There is a moment coming, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon, when you will feel that inner pull again. A chance to step forward, to risk embarrassment, to commit without guarantees. When that moment arrives, remember this: hesitation is not caution, it is fear wearing a reasonable mask. The wild never waits for certainty, it moves with intention and adapts along the way, and that adaptability is what keeps life going. You don't need to have everything figured out, you need to start. Start before confidence, start before clarity, start before comfort. Because the longer you wait, the more disconnected you become from the part of you that knows how to move instinctively toward growth. There is power in deciding that you will no longer live as a spectator in your own life. Power in choosing engagement over avoidance. Power in trusting that effort, even when imperfect, is better than endless preparation. The truth is simple but not easy. Your life is asking something of you, not someday, now. And the answer you give through action or inaction will shape everything that follows. The wild doesn't judge hesitation, it simply moves on without those who refuse to move. Life is no different. So listen closely to that quiet voice inside you, the one that gets louder when you are still, the one that nudges you toward discomfort, growth, and risk. That voice is not trying to sabotage you, it's trying to save you from a life half lived. Honor it, act on it, move when the moment calls.